From being friends with your ex, to dealing with cheating, to long distance struggles, to getting bored in a relationship, we discuss it all. Today's video is a bit different because we talk about the spicy questions everyone has in their minds, but nobody wants to ask out loud. I am answering questions that you have asked me about relationship and giving you my opinions on that. I posted a poll on Instagram a couple days ago asking you guys to drop in any questions, misconceptions you have about relationships, and the questions I got were so good. So today we're answering 10 questions on relationships and I'm giving you my hot take on it. So let's get into it. Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Rutvi and I love love. I help young adults process and heal their emotions while learning to master their relationships with their partner as well as themselves. So if you don't follow me along on Instagram, do that now so you get a sneak peek into all the fun stuff that I post on Instagram. And please hit the subscribe button because it helps motivate me to create content and post these videos so that I know someone's listening. Alright, I won't keep you waiting, let's get into the video. So I have my laptop here with me where I have all the questions written out. So I'm going to read out the first question where someone asked, they say long distance never works. Can you give your insights on it? I literally feel like not only have I done long distance, I've mastered it. So I can truly give you advice on this. So short answer, absolutely yes, long distance can work. I did long distance for 5.5 years before we got married and did long distance and we didn't see each other for like 18 months at a time. So it wasn't like we were meeting each other every 2 months. It was 2 countries really far apart. So yes, it does work, but 2 people should be willing to make it work and put efforts to make it work. This is just like a friendship or just like a job. If you want to succeed at it, you have to work on it, put in efforts in it. The number one thing to make a long distance relationship work is you have to have a routine, and that routine has to include the other person. So it's not like you can do long distance and just go weeks without talking to each other. There has to be a part of your day where that person, your partner, is an integral part of it. For example, I had a set time in the day. I used to wake up at 4 a.m. to work out, meditate and stuff. There was a time at 6:30. No matter what happened in the world, I was sitting there and calling my partner. And no matter what he had going on, he would leave and show up and talk to me. Of course, there can be days when there's family, work, or some difficult situation where you can't talk. But 90% of the time, you have to follow that routine where you're part of each other's life, so you still feel close to each other. That is a conscious choice you both have to make for long distance to work. And the second thing to make long distance work is trust. You have to make sure you do whatever is needed to make sure the other person's comfortable. Long distance relationships can't work if one person is insecure or the other person is doing things to make them feel that way. You have to both make sure the other person is 100% comfortable with you. Trust is a very integral part of this relationship to survive the test of time. So routine, active communication, and trust. Make sure your partner is extremely comfortable with you and can go to bed calmly, peacefully, without having to worry about anything. So yes, long distance works, and when it works, it's the most beautiful thing in the world because that love is strong. So don't give up, work on it, and it's the most beautiful feeling in the world. Alright, question 2. The second question reads, is love always exciting and romantic? Absolutely not. So earlier, when you get into a relationship, it can be fun when there's hormones and butterflies and you're trying to get to know each other, you're trying to impress each other. That's the fun, exciting phase. But as you mature into the relationship, your relationship does become routine or mundane or normal. And that's a good thing. If you're constantly in that thrill phase, you're not really comfortable with each other. So as you settle into a long-term relationship, of course it gets mundane. There will be weeks in our relationship and now marriage where we're just so busy we sometimes barely just meet at dinner time, talk, and then go to sleep, right? Because you have so much work, so much stress going on, and so many days look the same. There's nothing really exciting going on at all. But then what do? We actively have a conversation saying, hey, we haven't done anything fun or hung out or done anything that excites us. why don't we plan something for the weekend? So we figure out a time that works for both of us, and we'll go golfing, or we'll go explore a new coffee shop, or go for a walk on the beach. We make it exciting. The minute we realize it's getting boring and mundane, you do things to spice up your relationship. That is key. No matter who you date, you'll have to put in this effort. And then number 2 bonus is if your partner is your best friend, even the boring becomes exciting. I'm going to give you a really personal example, but I imitate this bank manager that works for us. And so instead of asking my partner, have you eaten, I'll talk in Hindi like that guy, where I'll say, "Aap khana khaye hain?" Like in like this Bhojpuri accent, or like sometimes I'll do a Gujarati accent, or I'll do all these like different accents to make him laugh, and then we'll just be laughing for 20 minutes. So I keep doing all these funny things to make him laugh, and he does the same. Or he'll pour water on me while I'm sleeping, and I'll be like so angry, and then we'll be like hitting each other. So if you marry your best friend, a lot of the not exciting, boring life also becomes fun, because you're just 2 clowns having fun with each other. So that's a plus point. But even if you're not like the ultimate best friend, one, become that. But if you're not, make your relationship exciting. Go do things that excite you when you both find the time. So question 3, somebody asked my opinion, where they said, what do you think about women should have to adjust and move cities for men? So what is my opinion on this? This one can be tricky, because some may say it's our culture, it's our tradition, right? Like that's what we do in our culture, where women get married and move into the guy's house. And I truly believe in a lot of our culture and tradition, because if you actually go back to the olden books or stories, or ask the older people, they will tell you there was a reason that this was the case. The question I would always ask couples, or when I do one-on-one coaching with couples and people come to me with this question saying like, why should I move, or why should he move, or blah blah blah, right? I will say, whose career gets affected the least? That's the question you have to ask, because of course it's going to get affected. Like yours will or his will. It's not like you're untouched by it. One of the careers is going to get affected. Which one will get affected the least is the question. In our case, for example, what my partner does is not possible to do anywhere else in the world. Whereas what I do, of course, I would have to leave my job, or change my job, or take a pay cut. There would be consequences, but I can do what I do in any part of the world. So that's why I had to make the decision to say, okay, my career is going to get affected, but I can afford that. If we affect his career, it would not be beneficial for the both of us. So it's not me versus you, but it's like, hey, as a team, which situation is more ideal for both of us to start a family, to live a comfortable life? And therefore we make this decision. So always ask each other, and don't think of it like, why should I do it? It's us, it's we. And so even if you move to his house or his city or whatever, and he has a stable career that might be better that way, that's okay. You win. If he wins, you win. If she wins, you win. So choose that. And the second thing I'll say is, very early on in our relationship, my partner had almost told me it was a non-negotiable for him to ever move. And so I didn't get scammed. I walked into this relationship fully aware of the consequences of changing my career, changing my life, city, whatever, right? And so be very open and vocal about these bigger value questions very early on in your relationship, so you don't have to fight this battle later towards the end. Question 4. So someone said, what's my opinion on men have to always take the first step, or like always make the first move? No way. This is 2025. Like, women are CEOs, they're leading the world. Like, we don't need to wait for anyone to make any first move anywhere, career, job, life, whatever, right? Women are so smart, independent, confident. I really don't think you have to wait, if you like someone, for them to make the first move. And I feel like if you want to manifest anything in your life, right? Any goal that you have, I can't sit in this room and be like, I want my Prince Charming to come, I love him, my life is a fairy tale, and just manifest this beautiful dream-like relationship while sitting here and doing absolutely nothing. The ceiling is not going to open, and a man is not going to pop out of the sky and just land in my house. He's not. I will have to go out, go to events, talk to people, make the first move, make the first conversation, send the first text to make it happen. So whether it's a man, a woman, whatever you want, please feel free to make the first move if you like somebody. Imagine liking someone and you just keep waiting for them and they're waiting for you and it doesn't work out. That is crazy. It doesn't matter who. Please be confident, love yourself, and make that first move. And if they don't like you back, there's no loss, because if you didn't make the move, you would be in the same situation. So try your luck, be confident, and go for it. Question number 5, and I love this one. They said the fact that she has her own checkbox to decide but doesn't apply to herself. Somebody asked for like the best piece of relationship advice, and somebody said when you're choosing your ideal partner, dream partner, whatever, create a list of all the qualities you want in them and then become that list. Like, I wish I could bring one of my coaching students in here. I will literally, I kid you not, make them make a qualities list. Like, first one of the calls we'll have, I'll be like, your homework is make a qualities list about your dream man or your boyfriend or whatever. And they'll come back and they'll be like, I want them to be this. And in that next call, we'll be like, okay, rate yourself on these activities. And so many people will be like, sitting there shocked, right? Because they don't embody those same qualities. I'll give you a very particular example where this lovely girl that I coach said, I want my partner to be really patient and kind. And I was like, rank yourself on it. And she was like, oh, I'm a 4. Like, if my brother doesn't listen to me, I start yelling at him. I get so irritated at him. And I was like, if anybody has a checkbox, they have to be that first. Even myself, like, if I'm telling my husband that you cannot yell at me in a fight, you have to be compassionate, never use bad words, be kind even in tough times. If I'm lecturing him in these things, I have to do those things first. So no matter what I tell my husband, I make sure I have practiced and embodied those characteristics first. So I will make sure I'm calm during a fight. I'll make sure I never yell, never disrespect. I never do those things. Only then I can go and tell him, you can't do this. They need a reality check and they have to change and adapt themselves to become that, or they have to change their to-do list on this dream person. Either you become this list or change your list. You can't just expect somebody else to be this amazing person while you're not being that. That's not possible. Alrighty. Question number 6. Somebody said, does society's opinion matter in love? I'm not sure what you mean by society here, but if by society you mean neighbors and random uncles and aunties and mom's kitty party friends, then no. If, let's say, a few years down the line you listen to them go marry some ex-guy, whatever, right? And there's trouble in your marriage, they're not gonna come protect you or save you or fight for you. It's your family or your friends who might show up for you, right? The only person who has to actually deal with it is you. So I really don't think people who just have an opinion but have no real impact or action in that situation, their opinion doesn't matter. Now, if by society you mean family, like your parents, then I do think their opinion matters, because I, at least in my heart, believe that parents want the best for you. If your parents are disagreeing with your choice, give it a year. Just don't deflect them. Consider their advice once, and then even if they're disagreeing but you very passionately believe that this is the one, then slowly give them time and evidence to believe in that person. Show them that this is the right person for you, even if it takes time. And if they're reasonable, they will come around because they truly want to see you happy. Question 7. Somebody said, don't you want that new phase thrill again? No. So let me explain this to you. If you keep chasing the thrill of like dating a new person and the whole impressed butterflies hormones phase over and over again, you'll just keep chasing the thrill and then realize, oh, now I'm 40 and I don't have anyone to come home to at night and life is lonely. It sounds fantastic to keep chasing thrills and different people in your like 20s and early 30s, but there will come a time where you will regret that when you don't have somebody to ground you, somebody to be there for you every night, to comfort you, to be there through the storms of life. There are so many phases in a relationship. Why can't you find thrill in that? For example, I remember the dating phase where we were like trying to just so obsessed with each other, listening to like childhood stories and, you know, like trying to make each other laugh and send cute messages. That phase. Then there was a phase where we were like, okay, let's start getting serious, and we were like all acting like, oh, this is what future looks like, blah blah blah. That was like a new exciting phase. Then there was a phase where I was like waiting for him to propose. I would constantly keep thinking about it. And then the actual proposal, which like blew my mind, and it was like the best dream ever. Then comes the wedding phase where you're about to get married. Then comes post-wedding. There's kids, there's new jobs, there's new businesses, kids, school. you will constantly go through different phases of life. You have to find thrill in those phases with the same person. If you keep chasing different people, you'll end up lonely and alone in the long term. There is a beauty and comfort in being with the same person. Question number 8. Is it okay to be friends with my ex as my heart still has a soft corner for him? We both want friendship. I think if you read your question to yourself, you will know that the answer is no. And I know it's hard and you probably don't want to hear this, but you cannot be friends with your ex. Not you, not anyone. Like you literally said in your question, I have a soft corner for him. When you've been in a relationship with someone, you've been with them physically, you've been with them emotionally, you've planned your life with them, you've shared your dreams with them. You have this bond that is like next level. Just because you break up or decide that it's over, that soft corner, those feelings don't really go away, at least not immediately. So being friends with your ex is just a bad idea, because that's going to delay your healing, your closure, and your moving on, because you're still in contact with them. And even if there is another person in your life, they will feel extremely disrespected if you're still friends with your ex. You can't be madly in love with someone and the next day you're like, oh, now we're just friends. Our heart can't process that. Just because you change the name or tag of the relationship doesn't mean the internal emotions change. So you absolutely cannot be friends with your ex if you're truly broken up and truly done and you truly want to move on. Maybe like 1 year down the line or like a good amount of time down the line, sure, you can wish them happy birthday and you can wish them well, but you cannot be like actively friends with them. That is really difficult if you've ever truly loved each other. Question number 9. Second last question. Does being understanding mean ignoring your needs? I don't think so. I don't think there's any situation in which you should ignore your needs. We define needs loosely. Like, let's say if you come back and tell me, it is my need to talk to my partner for at least 2.5 hours in a day. I understand that that's your need, but is that possible? Is that reasonable? No. And so being understanding is amending that and meeting your partner halfway. I'll give you a personal example. When I was in a long distance relationship, every morning, like I would want to make my coffee, and the next thing I would want is he calls me. Even if it's for 2 minutes, even if it's for 5 minutes, call me. Did he try to do that most times? Yeah, 80-90% of the times, yes. But the other 10-20%, no, it wasn't possible. Somebody was home, he was in a meeting, he was with a family or at a temple, I don't know, he was somewhere and he couldn't do it. Maybe for the first 2 years, like I would literally fight with him every time he wasn't available, because I would be like, my day gets ruined if it doesn't start with you and blah blah blah. And then I grew up and I evolved and I was like, understanding is saying, hi, this is my need, I want this, I would love to have this, but if not, I will understand. So if he didn't call me, now there's no argument. He doesn't make sense for me. I need to be understanding and I need to let it go. And then whenever he called me, I would talk to him with a smile. That is being understanding. Being understanding doesn't mean ignoring your needs. It's balancing your needs and your partner's need. Because you can come and say, this is my need, but what if their need is something else? Or what if their choice is something else? Understanding is putting your need versus their need and then balancing it, where some days yours are met, some days theirs are met, and you're like in a good harmony. Not always will your needs align, and that's the relationship where you meet halfway. Alright, last question. What should a girl do if a guy is dating 2 people? Should she tell the other girl the truth? Girl, what kind of why are you even thinking about this? Why is this a question? First of all, we're girls who support girls. My audience is 80% women. Like, we love each other like girls. Please, we're not doing this to each other. So 100% tell that girl, like, support each other. We are not gonna allow this. Or have you already not stopped talking to that man? Like, this is not okay. Like, we do not want to be with someone who has the heart to play with the emotions of 2 people. Not one, but hurt 2 people at the same time. This is not love. I don't even want to explain it. This is not love, at least in my definition of love. You do not deserve to be with someone who also secretly is with somebody else. Like, I can't explain that. No, we're not doing that. We on this channel love each other with our whole hearts and build beautiful, long-lasting, happy relationships where our babies think that our mom and dad are the most romantic, happy people in the world. That's what this channel is about, where we are confident, strong human beings who process their emotions and love each other. So I hope this was fun. If you guys do end up watching this and liking this, I'll do another one and post it on my Instagram. So drop in questions. You can also drop in questions on the chat here where I can answer them next time. But I love you. Talk soon.